What's up, y'all? This is Rocket Rider 510 for the Rocket Talks Moto podcast. And I'm playing around. I'm trying to see if I can record this video. I'm on StreamYard, what I usually use for my hangout. But I had a wild hair up my ass, and I decided to see what I could do about recording a podcast real quick. So we got Viper in here, y'all. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do this. Matter of fact, let me I'm gonna go ahead. He called me on the cell phone, and this was supposed to be my first guest. Is a longtime friend now, great rider, and yeah, we're gonna introduce the great and the powerful ViperSyl.
How's it going?
I'm Wild Thing, and you're tuned in to the livest podcast in the whole universe. I'm talking about Rocket Talks Moto Podcast. Yeah.
So yeah, though, it's good to have you, my man. ViperSyl.
That's me. I'm here.
We'll start off with that. That's the first question. How'd you come up with that name?
Funny story, actually. It was a chat room back in the day when we had AOL. We had these chat rooms, and I was logged in under my parents' name, and I remember going in this chat room where you can meet people. So I'm like, oh, cool, I can meet people around wherever. And I was like, how are these people getting all these cool names? And this one girl, it had like Princess 223, I don't know what it was. And I messaged her and I said, hey, how do you get that name? And she showed me, she told me, she's like, oh, you go in here and do that. You could create your own custom name. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And so then now I had the opportunity to make my own name. And I was like, what do I do? What name do I choose? And at the time I was thinking of all kinds of cars, different cars I liked. And I had like Acuras and all kinds of cars. And then the Viper, I had this poster, which actually I still have here. I was like, ViperSyl, because the Viper, Dodge Viper, whatever. Hence the logo of the Viper.
Oh, there we go. That's what's up.
So, yeah, I did ViperSyl, and it just stuck. And then everywhere I went, arcades, everything, I'd put VPR, SYL, VIP, whatever. And it's just a name that's stuck. And it's just 20 years later, here we are.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's it. It all came off of an AOL chat room.
That's crazy. That's what's up, though.
Yeah.
Kept that
Pretty
name.
cool.
It is, though. And if y'all don't know, I call Viper. So we're pretty good friends. We've met, we'll get to that too. But in our circles, we don't call each other by our government names.
No, and it's weird how long we've known all of each other, and it's just, we don't. Yet we know them, but we don't. It's just...
Exactly. I don't know why. That was just a YouTube thing and a live stream hangout thing, and we just kind of stuck to it.
Right.
It's crazy. It's like your street name, though. That's kind of normal. Because where I'm from, most people don't call each other by their government name. You have a street name, right? So I just always looked at it as we all riders, and that's kind of maybe your alter ego or your YouTube handle or whatever. And so that's the way, I guess if you was like a biker, that'd be your biker name, right? Or I don't know how that works. You get a patch or some shit. I don't know.
Exactly.
Excuse me.
Well, crazy enough, though, ViperSyl, Syl being the first three letters of my first government name.
Yeah, that's the government name.
Technically you are, but not fully. But
yeah,
everyone calls me Viper for short. It's funny because when I went to Tennessee, all of the family, friends, and everybody was calling me Viper.
Is that right?
Everyone knows me as Viper through YouTube. Yeah,
nice.
I'm like, good. No, you don't have to do that. But
right,
Viper it is.
Yeah, I'd be to the point I'd rather people call me Rocket, because for one, my government name's a little complicated anyway, and you have to say it 2 and 3 times to get people to get it, even though it's only 2 syllables. But so I'd rather just be like Rocket. And like I say, where I'm from, you use your street name anyway, so you kind of get used to it. But it has become like my name almost at this point, right?
Pretty much. I mean, Rocket anything.
Right. And that's my question for those people out there that don't know. So again, I say we're good friends right now. So let those guys know, how'd you find me?
How did I find you, man? When was it? 2015, I think it was. I had bought my Yamaha FZ6R, and like everybody, I mean, if you're into that kind of stuff, you get your own vehicle, new vehicle, and you're like, oh, what kind of mods can I do, or what kind of cool things can I, you know, expect from this bike or whatever. And I went on YouTube again.
Mm-hmm.
I went on YouTube and typed in FZ6R mods and I don't know, custom this and that, and Rocket, his channel came up, Rocket Rider, and I was like, oh, cool, let me check this guy out. And I started watching his videos, the air filter, air box mod, all these kind of cool things. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, and he was really the only one on the internet making videos for this bike as far as mods and all kinds of stuff goes at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one day I went to his channel to check out his videos again, and he happened to be streaming live on YouTube during the Hangouts back when they were called YouTube Hangouts. And
Mm-hmm.
and he was hosting live, and I got on the side chat and I was like, hey man, can I join your panel? And Rocket being Rocket, he let me join the panel without knowing me.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, he's like, oh, who are you? And what do you ride? And we started talking, and I met Rocket, met Italian. Turned out we all rode the same bike, and
Right.
here we are. What, 5 years later? 4 years later? So
Mm-hmm.
that's how I met Rocket.
That's what's up. Just let everybody know a little background. Like, well, a lot of people may know because they follow us over here from the YouTube channel, but then even then, there's a lot of newer people that don't necessarily know the history and the whole hashtag the family thing and all that. So that's why I just want to let you explain or how it got out there. And partially, it's also because it's a lesson to guys that maybe want to start motovlogging. That to me, you'll hear a lot of other people say it's the best outcome of it is meeting new
Yeah.
friends. That's the part you maybe least expect in the beginning. If you didn't really know anything about it, you just started off trying to make videos. Most people just wanted to make something to document their rides or something. And then you ended up meeting all these people,
It's
and
true.
then there's a lot of close friends came out of a lot of this. And so that's the part that I was unexpected, but I think it's the best reward for being a motovlogger. I guess YouTube in general, though, you hear that a lot about any parts of YouTube.
Yeah. No, it's crazy because I never intended for any of this to happen. I just went on your channel, and really, I mean, it's all thanks to you. Like, this all kind of blew up thanks to you. I went on your channel and I just started looking at mods, and I don't know, just watching your videos, and then one thing led to another. I was in your Hangouts. I met Italian, and through Italian I met this person, and through you I met this person, and that person, and that person, and
Mm-hmm.
and then I started finding out about all sorts of motovloggers that I never knew about, and it's just like I said, it's just snowballed. It's just one thing
Right.
led to another. We're going to events, SCMM, all that stuff, and it's just crazy, the insane, like really the amount of people that I've met unwantingly. You know what I mean? Like it's
Mm-hmm.
something I didn't expect to do. It's just life kind
Exactly.
of took me in that direction, and it's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Just log in onto YouTube. What your future can have.
Yeah, that's the part. That's what I say. That's what kind of surprised me the most. And again, I have so many good friends now, like you said, SCMM, and you guys keep hearing them mention Italian, and me mention Italian. That's gonna be the next guest. Wanted to have these two guys on here first because these are my dudes right here, and eventually they'll most likely be in and out of here. Because that's the other thing. I'm gonna have people co-host and as well as interviews and stuff like that. But these are the two guys I basically speak to on damn near a daily basis, at least a couple times a week.
Right.
So that's where you hear these names coming up a lot. So yeah, a lot of us all became good friends in that live stream, my writers hangout live stream, and yeah, it all started from motovlogging and riding. And so that's my next question for you is when did you start riding?
Oh my God. Riding, shoot. The earliest I can think. I mean, I've always been on two wheels. I've always been on bicycles and all that. I've always been on two wheels. But riding motorcycles was about 96. No, it might actually be sooner than that. Might be like 94, 95, 96, somewhere around that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never ridden a motorcycle before, and my dad went out and bought 2 dirt bikes. He actually didn't even buy them; they were given to him. He went on a job site and he saw these 2 bikes in the garage, and they were just sitting there collecting dust. And my dad was like, "Hey, what do you want for those?" And the guy was like, "Build me my cabinets, and you could take the bike." So my dad did his thing and loaded up the bikes and taught me how to ride my motorcycle, my dirt bike, in our backyard in Phoenix, in Arizona.
Nice.
And then we used to go out on the trails, and that's it. It just pretty much ever since then. I've always been on 2 wheels, and it's just in our blood. My
So
dad used to race
that's what I'm about to
professionally.
say. So how old were you then?
11,
Oh,
12
nice.
years old.
Okay, yeah. He was a kid. I was
Yeah.
about when I started, about 12. And that was my next question, or I was going to bring that up, that your dad was in MotoGP, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't necessarily would call it MotoGP because that's kind of a newer name.
Yeah, right.
But he did do what MotoGP is today.
Yeah.
Back in the 70s, and
Yeah.
into the 80s until I was born.
Mm-hmm.
And ironically, speaking of me being born in MotoGP, I am born due to a motorcycle crash that he had
Damn.
on the racetrack. Yeah, that's a different story. But
That's crazy.
yeah, he was racing his GP bike, and actually I have a picture of it back there. And yeah, he just crashed his bike. Front brakes locked up on a turn, and the rest I can't really tell because it's a whole other story. But I'm born due to a MotoGP bike. So, and when I was born, actually, that was the first bike I ever saw. I ever like felt, touched, sat on. I was a year old. I was smaller than a gas tank.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you got the bug early.
Oh yeah. Pretty much since birth, literally.
That's what's up. That's crazy though.
2 wheels runs in my blood for forever, for life.
Yeah, I learned
and
that.
I think once I'll have kids, I think it'll be the same.
Right. Yeah, I learned that when I was riding with you.
Yeah.
You was out on me. I had the muscle old girl to fucking keep up.
Amber had to flex her.
Yeah.
Stuff.
But he was out. He was definitely had some high corner speed. I was like,
and that was on the FZ.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's what was making me be like, okay, well, if he can do it, I can do it.
Right.
Because it's the same bike, even though I'm a little heavier, that's the thing. But still, we know the bike can handle like that. But yeah, he was definitely pushing that thing. Yeah. That's what it's all about. So, I know you started on a leader bike, right? On a 1000.
No.
Okay.
If you're talking about starting, it was a little Yamaha 80cc 2-stroke. That was the first bike I ever rode.
Oh yeah. Not started. I meant your first big bike.
But my first real big bike would have been my 2004 Ninja 250.
Okay.
That was what when I finally got away from the scooters and all that nonsense, and I got into actual motorcycles. That was the first bike I had. First real powerful bike, and from there I ended up buying my 2001 R1. Yeah, so I went from a 250 to a liter bike. Then I sold the old 250 and I bought a 2010 Ninja 250 alongside the R1. So I had those 2 bikes for a few years, it was fun. Having 2 bikes like that at both extremes, it's really fun.
That's
because
what I'm saying. One
little bike, you have to really it's fun to ride because you don't have the power and you're just winding it out, and it's very nimble, and it's such a fun little thing. But then you get on the leader bike and you have all the power, but it's a whole different beast. It's a whole different aspect when you ride 2 different realms of CCs, if you want to call it that. So I had a blast during those 2 years, and then ended up selling the 250 because what I really wanted to do was buy a brand new bike. And so I ended up selling the 250. The R1 was getting really old. It was 15 years old, 80,000 miles. And I said, it's time to sell these 2 bikes. And I sold both, and I got the FZ that I have today, pretty much brand new. And nice. I still have it. Yeah.
So what made you, that was my question I was curious about, what made you go down in power instead of getting another leader bike?
Well, that's the thing. still to this day, I miss the power. I miss
Mm-hmm.
having 1,000. And when I used to ride my 250 and I used to ride around people with leader bikes, they're like, when you have a leader bike, like you never go back. Like when you have a
Right.
1,000, and I get that. It's when you have that amount of power
Yeah.
and you downgrade or you get a different kind of, you'll never feel the same. You know what I mean? It's like
Mm-hmm.
you drive a Ferrari for 5 years. When you hop in that, you know, other kind of car, it's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted a bike where I could ride around town. I wanted a bike that I could still hit the canyons and do everything that I do, but be comfortable and have something new.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I miss the thousands. There's times that I wish I did get the FZ1,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or
Mm-hmm.
an FZ MTO1. I don't know what those
Yeah.
new ones are
Now.
called.
Yeah.
But I like this bike. The deal was right. You know, the mileage was perfect. The bike was essentially brand new, garage kept. You can ask for more.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's cheaper on insurance. I mean, it's a good bike.
It is.
You know, do I wish I had more power? Yeah, at times I do. At times I do. I wish I had a little more torque, a little more power. But
Mm-hmm.
for what I do, the kind of riding I do, I can't complain. It's a perfect
Exactly.
bike.
It
You
is
know,
though. That's the thing. I always rave about the FZ6R because it is all around. It's a great all arounder. That's the
it
thing about
is.
it. Like you say, you still hit the twisties. You get some sporty sport riding, but then you get some nice, comfortable commuting. You know,
Exactly.
and it's still nice around town because it got the mid range torque, so you still can
Hmm.
like rip around town a little bit. So yeah, that's all I said. That was the all around bike. Like I only just needed a little more power, like you said. After a while,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was my thing. Like it's when I'm doing like 80. Oh, I don't know if I can say that. It's already too late. My videos already show the shit. But yeah, when you're doing about 80 though, or indicated, right? Because I ain't really 80. It's probably
Yeah.
72.
Yeah. See, that's the
Yeah,
thing with my bike. It gives me false hopes because
yeah,
I think after 40, it's 5 miles an
yeah,
hour off.
yeah,
So when I'm doing 80, I'm really doing 75. When I'm doing
yeah.
100, I'm really doing 95. So
Yeah, actually, it's even a little more than that. At about 80, it's about
yeah,
10%. It starts being
yeah,
about 10% max. So yeah, you're doing about 72 at 80.
yeah, false hopes.
But yeah, so like if I'm trying to pass somebody and then the fucking asshole sees that I'm trying to pass him and he hits it, that's when the FZ6R had problems. It was like
Yeah,
you're struggling to pass him now. And that's when I'd be like, oh, I need more power.
you need
And
more
then
power.
the only other time was also sometime I couldn't ride as fast as I was thinking. I got to that
Yeah,
point, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
I know that.
yeah, my body can do what I want to do, but the bike don't have it.
Yeah,
And
no, I
it's
get you.
yeah, and
That's how
so
I was on my 250. I know.
yeah, and so that's
I
where it was
know.
like, okay, I think it's time for more power now because this
Hmm.
bike can't. I'm not at the limits, of course, but some of the power limits I was probably there. You know.
Yeah, all of my bikes, other than the R1, every one of them I've topped out as far as power and speed goes. But the R1, I never had anywhere, at least here in Los Angeles, I never had anywhere deserted at the time that I had it, where I could do that. The
Mm,
one time I did go 165 on the freeway at one point. Now that's
that
that's
is
saying a lot there.
right.
Um, but it was safe. I did it like after midnight. It was nobody on the road. It was a straight line on the freeway.
Mm,
And it was just like a quick little burst for a few seconds, really, because that thing picks up fast.
mm,
But I never maxed it out. I never knew what the top speed was.
mm,
Yeah, I did have curiosity, but but these bikes, the FZ, I did top it out at one point, and yeah, I was going top speed, and I was like, that's it.
mm.
That's
Yeah,
all that's all you got. Okay, I'm
yeah,
comfortable.
right. Because my problem, I couldn't even get there because usually I didn't have enough road, and it's so slow to get there. Right, you run out of road before you get to the speed.
Yeah, yeah, and you know what's funny? The only place I can do that, at least without me driving far. Well, I still have to drive far.
Mm,
Anywhere I would have to go to do that, I would have to go far. But is on my way to Italian's house.
mm,
There's a stretch of freeway right before you get into Desert Hot Springs, and it's just a long straight road, and it's just the right angle, everything. If the elements are right,
that's
then
awesome.
you could just pin it. You know, I've maxed out my truck on on that same freeway.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, they got some nice parts you could get. You could open her up down there.
right,
That was one of my funnest rides ever. Was that time we met up at I met up with Capo and what's his name? Pie Man. And we was riding. I forgot what that was. I don't think it's the 10, but I forgot where we was at. And we was just fucking ripping, doing like fucking 100, 110. But just being able to just cruise at that. Like,
yeah,
I can never do that here. It's way too many fucking cars. It's way too much.
I know,
But the freeway was like open. There's like only a couple cars, you know, you're barely moving around.
perfect.
Yeah, dude, it was like, for me, that was like heaven. And to be riding with two other guys and we're all, but they had big R1, you know, they had, I know, what's his name? Pie Man got a leader bike, but I think they both might have. And so I'm kind of at least trying to keep up to at that point, but it was
Yeah.
still just fun to be with people and to be able to open it up like that, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's always a fun experience riding with other, you know, bikers, and when you're just all in like this zone together, you know, and it's just like
Mhm.
a flow of just perfection. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly. And because we
yeah,
was weaving in between cars and shit, like, you know, everybody going their different little routes, but we all still, like you say, flowing, going that same speed.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was just hella nice. And then coming through that last little road, whatever that is, you take that exit and you're coming off to Palm Springs and all that, and you're riding along that little
Mhm.
mountain, and then you're ripping it through there. It was like, oh yeah, that was the best part. That was my best, I think that is my best ride, to be honest, to tell you the truth. Because that's the one I had most fun. It was most speed. It was at the limits I want to ride at. It was how I want to ride, you know. Didn't have to worry. Like, again, around here, there's no fucking way. You have a fucking helicopter or some shit chasing you.
I know.
You know, there's no way. It's just, you stand out, you know, or people will call. It's that bad. Like,
Especially on the big yellow bike.
yeah, exactly.
It's bright.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, though, so that's the next question too. How did you find motovlogging? That's always my question. I know now it's a little more popular, but we started listening back in the day when it wasn't as popular. So how'd you stumble upon
Yeah.
it?
You know, I don't know. I really don't know. I didn't specifically search for that topic or search for anything related to that. I remember Walter Riffick was the
Hmm.
first motovlogger I found, and I found it entertaining how he did his videos with the little cartoon characters. I forget what they're called. Those little white faces he uses,
Hmm.
and I thought he was entertaining, you know, and then, you know, YouTube always recommends you other people, so being YouTube, I just say, oh, let me see what this guy's all about and
Hmm.
this guy's all about, and I realized it's a bunch of people riding motorcycles talking on the camera, and, you know, just talking to you, the audience, and all that. And
Hmm.
that's how I found motovlogging, and, you know, at the same time I found you on your channel, and like I said, everything kind of just snowballed together. Everything just
Hmm.
kind of happened all at once, and it just opened up this new, like, door
New world,
to,
right?
yeah, pretty much, yeah,
Yeah,
to a lifestyle that I already had that I didn't know existed. You know, it was pretty
right.
cool. Yeah.
That is the part, and I think that still happens though. Like a lot of newer, you know, motovloggers come in the game, and it's still the same. You know, I'm just making
Mm-hmm.
videos to document my rides, and then they find something, and then they find a couple other people who are riding, and they're making videos, and then you find this world, this community, and then a lot of people just be so, well, you know how bikers are in general, just so you know, so brotherly and so
Yeah.
helpful towards
Yeah.
each other, and people trying to make videos and getting help from each other, and then they get
From
surprised,
people you
same
don't
thing.
know.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
people you don't know. Yeah, and so that's what everybody's usually amazed at that. Like, you come in
Mm-hmm.
this is just such a supportive community.
It is. It really is, and it's one thing I've always, you know, when I remember when I first started riding on the street. My dad told me, he's like, if you ever see another biker, always go like that to him,
Right.
you know. And I was like, why? It's just like, just do it, just do it. You'll understand. And, you know, I get it. I was young at the time,
Hmm. Hmm.
but I did it,
Now you get it.
and I get it. It's a camaraderie that we have, you know. And
Hmm.
like today on my way home from work, I was on the freeway, and I'm just, you know, just sitting and just driving on the freeway, and coming on the opposite direction was this other guy on his bike, and he's like just waving like this, and I'm like, you know, just like, hey, how you
Right.
doing? You know, like the guy's all like, hey,
Exactly.
you
He's all
know.
pumped up.
But it's funny because you don't see people in cars doing that, or
No,
you know,
right.
bicycles, nothing else. It's just it's always that
Exactly.
other biker, no matter what they ride.
Yeah.
I've had all kinds of bikers, from mopeds to Groms to Harleys to even those 3-wheeled
Oh
things.
yeah, the
You
what
know,
is that, Can-Am or
the
whatever they call
Can-Ams
that?
and the slingshots too. People
Mm-hmm.
are just always like, "What's up?" You know, I'm like, "Hey," you know.
Right. Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, I'm on a freeway and it's just too bumpy, and
That's
the
what I
guy's like,
say
"What's up?"
exactly. And you
And
in the
I'm just
turn.
like, I'm riding and I'm like, I just go like that, like it's just like,
Exactly. That's what you
yeah,
do, a little
like
head nod.
yeah,
Yeah. If you could do that, shit.
if you can do that,
Yeah,
yeah,
because sometimes you can't even do that. You're like,
yeah,
nah.
yeah, for
But
sure.
usually, hopefully, they understand. Because I'll see people
Hmm.
sometime, and I could tell he's all locked in, and I'm like, yeah, he can't look
You
up,
can't
especially
do
if it's
it,
a
yeah,
noob, right? Because I'll be in the middle of a turn somewhere and still be fucking throw the piece.
yeah, yeah.
I'm like
No,
MotoGP, one leg hanging off or some shit.
right, what's up? You know,
Yeah.
my thing is when they're coming at me with their high beams on, and I know it's a bike, but I just can't see anything else other than this giant spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's like just sitting there like, "What's up?" And I can't see it until like I pass him. I'm like, "Oh shit, my bad." Like, you
Right.
know, I didn't see you, you know, like you blinded me really. But
Exactly.
yeah, those times I feel bad, but and then
Yeah.
sometimes I even go like that and the other guy's just, you
Right.
know, and I'm like, well, fine then.
Yeah.
Whatever, at least I tried.
Yeah. He focused.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So,
That's crazy. It
yeah.
is. It's a great life though. This is something that,
It is.
again, like you said, that camaraderie. If you don't do it, you wouldn't understand.
Exactly. You know, and I'm sometimes, you know, there's been times um in my life, several occasions I felt like, damn, I'm sure blessed like my dad showed me how to ride, like, because where would I be if I was never introduced to bikes? And you know, like I would
Mm-hmm.
just be like somebody else, you know, just average Joe, whatever, you know. And I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I say that now because I don't know, but I'm really thankful that I have that lifestyle, if you want to call it that, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't see it any other way. Like
Right.
it's just, even my wife rides with me. Like it's just,
Oh, that's awesome.
it's perfect. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it is. Like you say, once you start, you don't know how you can live without it.
Yeah, you can't go back.
No, you can't go back.
I just got a new neighbor that just moved in above me, and she was like, "Oh, you know, we are talking about my car outside," and she was like, I was like, "Yeah, you know, if I can't, I usually don't drive my truck because it's not raining because I'm always on the bike." I said, "If
Mm,
it's not raining, I'm on the bike." And she says, "Oh, that's you, parked next to me." I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, I ride too." I'm like, "Oh, really?" Turns out my
nice.
neighbor rides. You know, she's got a Harley as well, so it's
Yeah,
pretty awesome. Like I have
that is.
neighbors with bikes. You know,
Exactly. We're going to ride right there. You ain't got to meet them
exactly.
nowhere.
Yeah, we're here. It's knock on the neighbor's door.
That's awesome. That is crazy. It's not many people. You don't run into many people. We definitely the minority in this one.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
That's why I had that video recently with the I don't talk to non-riders.
Yeah,
I mean, as far as I don't like to tell them I ride because I just don't understand it. Usually you got to hear
they
some horror
don't.
story. The next thing you're going to hear is, oh, I got my cousin died on a bike. And you're like, oh, fuck, dude.
Well, you're gonna start off with
Yeah, I don't
that.
need to
You
hear
know?
that shit, you know? And
Yeah,
I'm on a gearing up about to leave work and shit.
I know, right?
But
I just tuned that out.
yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
all right.
exactly. Like, I don't even want to talk about this. I don't want to talk to this person.
Yeah, that's how my boss was. My boss's wife. She was like, they're very dangerous, and no, 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 no. And she lives on a road, which is funny. She lives. I know where she lives. She lives on a road that I've driven. I put 40,000 plus miles on that road.
Nice.
And she lives on right at the entrance of where you would take to go in the canyons, like, and she's right there. And she's
Hmm.
always telling me every weekend there's just hundreds of bikes that drive by and they're revving their engines, you know. I don't know how you do it, this and that. I'm like, I don't know how I wouldn't be able to, like,
Right.
it's just, I don't know how to answer that, you know. And they're like, I don't know how you can ride a bike, it's so dangerous. And I think like, I don't know how I wouldn't be able to. Like, I can't see
Right.
myself sitting in traffic. Like, I don't know. I just,
Hmm.
and the thing is, when I do drive a car in traffic, I'm like stressed out because I'm like,
Right.
I could be going in between cars. I would have been home a long time ago.
Exactly. That's a
You know,
horrible feeling when you watch that,
I'm
right?
like sitting
That,
there
yeah.
and I'm like, and then this guy goes by me. I'm like,
Exactly. You're
you
like,
know,
fuck, that
like,
could be me. I was just saying that today. I did my little live stream. Remember, I did a little live from the cage.
Yep. Yep.
And as I was saying, I saw that biker and I was like, fuck, dude, that could be me.
Right.
But I'm just shot right now at this day shift. I can't get up early. And if I was falling asleep in that damn live stream.
Don't want to do that.
That's why I say I can't ride because end of the day, coming home 60 miles, that's not gonna happen.
That's a big commute.
Yeah, I can't. I gotta be sharp, you know. So back then when I was on swing shift, that's when I got all my miles in. But since then, I've been hurting. There's no, you know, it's a little rough.
And it's harder when all your friends are down here, and you know, SoCal. Your rider friends. You know, I'm sure like if you live down here, I'm like, hey, Rocket, what are you doing this weekend? You know,
I know. Oh, it'd be over. It'd be over. I'd be riding every week.
500 miles away. It's like, fuck,
yeah.
Dude.
I know, and I keep saying I need to try to do something to get some local shit going or something. I got to do something. There's a couple people, but some of it's also schedule and what we do. See, that's the hard part. We were talking about that the other night. It's the whole schedule thing sometimes.
That's all it is.
Yeah, we all work. We all got busy lives, so it's kind of hard sometimes to get two people to meet up, you know, and both have days off, you know, and be able to meet up. So
just thoroughly enjoy your days off together. I know.
Yeah, that's a little tough. And then the rest time with me trying to edit and get videos out, like sometimes I can't do that either. So
priorities.
Yeah, priorities. So that's the other question. So are you a moto vlogger? You consider yourself a moto vlogger?
When I have my camera on my helmet.
There you go. That's a good answer.
I mean, yeah. And you know, it's funny because lately I've been a little bit more motivated to make more videos than I have in the past. I've been kind of making all kinds of different videos, really. I mean, my latest video, I did like a DIY on how to assemble a jack in my truck because I couldn't figure it out, and I figured it out on my own, and I didn't see any videos on YouTube. I'm like, let me be the first to put that out there, you know, and so I was a little bit motivated to make more videos. I just kind of, I guess, been missing that bug. And the camera that I have, it's good, but it's, I don't know, it's just, I need to get a new camera. You know what, we were talking about that. I need new gear, pretty much. I need to just reset up myself with new gear and, you know, and just do it again, because there's times I catch myself watching my own old moto vlogs. I mean, I did a lot at the time. Some of them I deleted, which I thought I was deleting from YouTube, like so like the public couldn't see it, but it turned out that I permanently forever deleted them, so I'll never be able to see them. But for those that are still remaining, I catch myself watching them, and I was like, damn, man, those are memories, you know, like I should make more, because there's times where I wish I could talk and make a video about a topic I had in my head. I'm like, I had enough of this, and this is what I think, and I can't, you know, and I'm just thinking about it on my way to work by myself, and yeah, I wish I would have. But so yeah, do I consider myself one? Not a professional, but why not?
There you go. Because a lot of people I know sometimes it almost have a negative connotation now.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Yeah, some people gave it a bad name, so a lot of people don't like to call themselves motovloggers anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I definitely do want to make more videos.
Yeah, no, I can feel it. I know you do, because I hear you talking about it, and like you say, when you're thinking about it in the car type of thing, and I think that's one of the biggest draw for me was, in a way, that's almost like therapy, you know, so that you get it out, you know, and so that's where that's coming from. You got in the car, like you say, so now it's just to get that gear back and slap the camera, like we always say, just putting the camera on the helmet, right?
Yeah. And there's times where I'm riding or I'm like, damn it, I wish I would have got that on camera.
Oh, I know, right?
You know?
I hate that. Yeah.
And I have no camera. I actually ended up buying an onboard dash cam for my bike, and I installed 30% of it. I haven't even installed the cameras, nothing. I've just been so preoccupied with work. But that was one thing. I was like, I'm gonna install an onboard dash cam, and which is just sitting in my living room. And I was gonna get new cameras and talk, and I was gonna have all kinds of different angles, and that was my idea. And it just Never got around to finishing that. So yeah,
That's how
but
it
soon,
goes sometimes. Yeah,
hopefully soon,
exactly.
I'll be able to do something.
That's what's up.
Yeah, because I can't just not.
Right. You said this ain't cutting it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, I see how you're doing your thing now. It's kind of also like it's a little bit motivational for me.
Oh,
It's
that's
like,
good. I appreciate that.
yeah,
That's part of what I be trying to do. That's my thing. That's my little tag I got now. I call it motivation for motovloggers.
yeah, right.
I started realizing when I caught myself and I'm listening to all my videos, it's like that's kind of what I do. I start either I'm trying to motivate or I'm speaking some knowledge or something, or YouTube knowledge type of thing. But that's what it is. It's just trying to motivate people and keep people going. And I think for where mine came from, because I got that from Casey. Casey Neistat. Like, I'm sure a lot of people did though. If you watch that dude, like back in the day with his daily vlogs and to make crazy videos like that every day, plus to have your work and your family and all this other shit, it motivated me. At that time, I wasn't doing that much. And I was like, you know what? I want to fucking like start at least doing. That's when I started the 2 a week. I think it's like I'm gonna start the 2 a week. I'm gonna start committing to doing more and trying to. If this dude could do every fucking day, I could do 2 a week.
Yeah.
And then so that inspired me, and then I was like, well, I want to inspire people like that. And you know how it goes. You like, I'm just the only way I can do it is by doing it, right? And so that's what it be. That's why you see I'm like religiously trying to make them dates. It's almost like
And I'm
you know.
impressed about that. I'm sorry to butt in, but I'm impressed about that because knowing you with our history, I was like, oh, I don't know, this is gonna be a good one for Rocket in the beginning. I'm gonna see how he I don't know, the first month, and you've been every time consecutive, you've been hitting it. So, and you've been throwing some bonus videos in here and there, doing some
Right.
live streams and that. So props to you, man.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
You've been doing good.
Yeah, that's it. It's just it's an addiction. That's all I say.
Right. Yeah.
Somebody was in the live stream side chat, and they were like, how do you keep going? Or they were just asking in general, asking the panel, how do you keep going, or how do you do this, or how do you make the videos? And I was like, you gotta love it. I mean, that's pretty much kind of the simple answer. That's what I started realizing about all this shit, because you ain't getting no money, and then for a while maybe you ain't getting no views. You know what I mean? In the beginning, you ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
You ain't got no comments. You ain't got no
somewhere.
interactions. Yeah, you ain't got nothing. So you have to do it because you love it. And then when you see YouTube with their algorithm and all the other dumb shit, and there's a lot of people, that's what happened when they see how hard it is to like get those big numbers, then they want to run away. They're like, I'm good. Fuck that. This too much work. What am I doing all this for? 5 hours to do a fucking 5-minute video.
Yeah.
And so that's where you see people fall off. And again, I say it just comes from, you gotta love it. I love to edit.
Yeah.
I love to capture. I love like a lot of this stuff. Like, so for me, it's a little different. Like I have to, and then watching videos, I watch my own videos, and you just want more and more material, right? Watch a couple of times and like, okay, I need a new one. See what I'm saying? That's what half of it is. It's like just like how music used to be. You just got to, or painting, or anybody who do any of that. You just keep doing them. You keep trying to perfect it. So that's my motivation. That's where I always say, on that sense, I can't say I'm really trying like that. It's something I have to do.
No, it's true, and I've had that several times where I'm like, well, damn, man, I'll never get to that point because it's just so much work. Screw that. I'll do whatever. But then I think about like all the subscribers I do have and those people that are there, and I'm like, they're there for me. Like they're not just there also for they're there to support. And I'm like, well, shit, I should give back.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that sometimes makes me motivated. And then if I'm not tired or anything to do anything, but that's what it comes down to, is just the schedule, my work schedule. Now I work morning to evening, and it's like I barely have time. Like I can't make a video. I could do it on my way to work, on my way home, a moto vlog, but anything else, I have to figure it out on my days off. So my schedule is kind of tough on that. But like I was telling you a couple weeks ago, I'm gonna try and figure something out and start making more videos and putting it out there, because it's for me. It's like a what do they call it? Like a timeline, You can always go back and watch your content, whatever, and memories, all that stuff. And plus for other people to enjoy too, and you never know. Like look what your video that you made. I'm pretty sure you were thinking, oh, this is some bullshit video. Here I am changing a filter. Let me throw in a joke, and you forget to put the sticker on. You know, but like you made a random video, right? And here I am one day searching on YouTube, and look where we are today. You know?
I know, that's crazy. Yeah, that's the part.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know. And then, shoot, somebody could you could go famous. You could be, you know, there's a lot of things. You know, there's a lot of reasons.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing too. And you just got to stick to it. Like people don't get that about this is that a lot of it is just sticking it out. Like I've heard a lot of these bigger guys maybe did it for 5-6 years sometime before they got a big break, you know?
Yeah.
And then be honest, it might not happen now because, you know, this is a different YouTube. It's not like it was back then. So, yeah, again, you got to love it. You got to just do it because you want to do it. I keep saying that all the time. I don't care if they stop all the monetization. They can stop all the shit. As long as they got a server I can upload to, I'm making videos, you know?
And there's times that I've done stuff and I'm like, damn, I wish I would have recorded that.
Yeah.
You know, I wish I would have done something with that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, you know, and then there I go back in denial again. And so now I think twice about stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm. So. Well, that's where the sometimes filming, it could be a burden because like when I go on vacation, that's when it's like a burden. Because it's like that. Like I have to fucking capture this because it's once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
But then you just want to enjoy it too at the same time. So you always got to walk that fine line. Or like we're in a hotel and I'm taking hella long to make a decision because I'm trying to decide, do I want to bring this big ass backpack with all this shit in it? You know, but then if I don't, then I can miss whatever happens. So
yeah, no, I get you.
Usually I'll tough it out though. I just bring the backpack. I just got to tough it out. Shit, fuck it. And I'd rather have a camera. But yeah, though, shit, we gonna go really end this here. We coming up on 45 minutes and I'm then about to pass out in the sun, bitch. Yeah, this is a little
well, you got
long
yourself
day.
a good chair now, so.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if y'all follow me on Instagram. Head over there and Rocket Talks Moto podcast. Yeah, that's where I'm trying to build it. I fucking hate the social media shit on a lot of this. I already barely want to do mine now. Now I got this extra podcast shit, so I got a whole nother Twitter, fucking Instagram to try to post something, right? You want to post and try to get it out. I don't know. That's the part I'm a little annoyed with, but yeah. Yeah, it's been fun though.
It has. And I appreciate you interviewing me again.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I
wanted my first couple to be the people again that mean the most, the people that's my friends that end up, you know, that came out of all of this. So, and then, you know, this podcast is weird and to start this new. So for this to be the beginning, I wanted it to start with the people that ended up being my friends from that, you know.
From the beginning.
Yeah. So that's
kind of go full circle.
Exactly. Basically full circle. And so, yeah, that's why I'm honored even just to have you on here that we friends, period. So
thank you.
Definitely appreciate it. And like I say, you're going to be back on here and there, maybe do some co-host action type of thing. And then, like I always say, hopefully if the thing get bigger, I'd like to get you back on here when we can get you some exposure.
Yeah, no,
that's the dream of this thing. That's why I keep saying that's the goal of this podcast is if it was to get out there and get bigger, is to put motovlogging on the map because it's so small and it's such a small niche on YouTube. Even YouTube don't respect it, right? They don't fucking promote our videos and do certain shit like they should, like they would another genre.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to get it out there to other people. Like there's a lot of people who don't even ride, they'd still like it. I'm sure just seeing the visuals. So hopefully, yeah, at one point I'd use this platform to get everybody out there. But till then, it's also just a way for me to either get to know different people. You know, we know each other. But some of this is going to be getting people that I don't even really know like that. It's just somebody maybe who's like an influencer in our, I hate to say that word, but he's one of the big people in our genre. And so I try to get those guys in there. So again, wanted to get you guys first. So yeah, matter of fact, y'all go over there and head and, I'll leave all the links in the show notes to Viper's channel. Yeah, head over there and tell him what's up. And eventually he'll have some merch ready for y'all too.
Sure, let's not go there.
Get that Teespring started. All it takes is a Teespring. We'll work on that. I keep talking shit. I'll be like, in a minute I'm gonna start a damn little course or something. Get everybody, how you get all the basics started.
Yeah, that's
Something
actually a
like
great
that,
idea.
just getting your channel started, getting your merch started, all the SEO stuff and branding and just, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, though, again, appreciate you coming on here.
I appreciate
You
you
already
having me,
know,
man.
you hear live now, you see these outros is always the hard part.
All right. Trying to think of a outro to say.
Yeah. But yeah, though, for real, we'll catch y'all on the next one, though. Appreciate everybody watching. And just go to therealrocket.com for the show notes. Matter of fact, it's realrocket.com/show notes. And y'all can get links to Viper and all that. And subscribe to his channel and stuff. And yeah, so stay tuned. Next, we're going to have Italian on here. Should be the next podcast. We had that one out next week. But again, thanks for joining the show. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you.
Much love again. And we catch you on the next one. Love you for real, though, my brother.
All right.
All right. Peace.
Peace out, man.